Okay, welcome to the solution video for assignment 3. I'll go over everything that you need to know for the video, starting right from the beginning. As you can see, I'm opening everything up, so let's just get that all open. Yeah, here we go. New project. For assignments 3. Solution. Okay. Create the following form with the appropriate controls. The tables below display controls needed as well as the names for each property associated with the given control. Okay, so what we got here, we got 2 group boxes and a bunch of other controls. Oh yeah, so I've got all the controls on the form, but now I need to give them all the appropriate names. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do next, is just name all the controls appropriately. Again, I'm going to fast forward, so just make sure you do this. I've named everything. To ensure that I've done this, I can check over here by looking at all the controls in the form and making sure none of them have a generic name anymore. The next thing I'm going to do is give them all the appropriate text. So again, I'm going to fast forward, but just make sure you give them all the appropriate text. I've changed the name and the text of everything that needs to be changed. Now there's just one more thing to change, which is this control. We need to change the font size as well as make it multi-line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then start on the programming. So now our form is beginning to look like what it needs to. Now we can go ahead and create the event handlers for the various controls that need event handlers. So I've spotted 4, it's a click event handler for the button, click event handler for that button, a click event handler for this radio button, click event, and a click event handler for this radio button. Okay, so we got our design done and we've got our event handlers created. Now we can look at the coding. So let's go ahead and take a look at the problem. Okay, once the lock button, radio button is clicked, other controls within the group box must be disabled. This prevents the user from editing any information. Okay, so we got our lock button over here, and we just got to disable these controls. Okay, so we got 4 numeric up downs and a button to disable. So we go numeric up down speed 1 dot enabled is equal to false, and we do that for 2, 3, and 4. 4, 3, and 2. There we go. And we've got our btn average dot enabled is equal to false. Okay, now after we've done that, we also got to do the unlock button. So then we can just go ahead and change the same controls just to true. So now we've done a little bit of programming, we can go ahead and test it. Okay, and let's see if I lock it, unlock it, lock it, and unlock it. There we go, that works perfectly. Okay, so I just want to change one more thing. Is this property start position? Where is it? Yeah, I just want to set it to center screen. Okay, so we've done unlock, we've done lock. Now we need the average button. Let's click the average speed across the 4 speeds that the user input should be displayed in the label control. Use the font property to change the color of the font style. You can choose the colors and the styles you want. Okay, so when the average button is clicked, we need stuff to happen. So we're going to store the 4 values of each numeric up down in a variable, as well as a variable for the average as a whole for the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and create these variables. I'm going to use doubles, I'm going to use doubles here because there could be decimal places, as well as when you work out the averages, it's going to be a double. So I'm going to have double, speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, speed 4, and average speed. Okay, so I've created the variables I need, or rather I've declared the variables I need. Next, I need to assign them a value. Assign variables a value. Okay, so we're going to assign these 4 first because they're the most simple. So we have speed 1 should be equal to nud speed1 dot value, but they're not the same type, so we need to just convert dot to double. And this can be done for the other 4 as well. Okay, then we're gonna calculate average, and we're gonna set that to our average speed variable over here. So we're gonna say that is equal to speed 1 plus speed 2 plus speed 3 plus speed 4. All of this in brackets and divided by 4. That gets our average. Now we need to display it in the label that we have there. So we're going to say display in the label, and we're going to set the label average.text to be equal to, what's our message over here, average speed, average speed is equal to plus the actual average speed plus, I think, something about km per hour here, km per hr dot. Okay, so now we've done some programming. Let's go ahead and test it again. We can check that the unlock and the lock still works, and we can just make it easy. 10, 10, 20, 20, 15. Okay, but this output is a bit bad, so we're just gonna have to move it up or make it a bit larger. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that quick. Now it should display nicely. Let's see, what is this? 20, 20, 30, and 30, average 25 per hour. Just a space there, and then we're done with that button. Oh yeah. What is next? You can choose the colors and font styles that we want, so let's just change label color. So we go LBL average dot 4 color, no, dot 4 color is equal to color dot, let's just go with this one, gold. And then display a message box as well with a summary of the input and output as follows. Display message box. So we go message box dot show, and we display speed 1 was, and then we say nud, or we can say speed 1 plus a new line. To make a new line, you simply go /n, and after a new line it's easier to program if you got it on an actual new line, so you can see what the display looks like. Because we don't have a semicolon here, the line of code hasn't ended yet, so this will continue to read it as one line of code, even though it does go over multiple lines. So next we got speed 2, speed 3 and speed 4. Okay, so we got speed, what is this? 3, 2, and 4. I'm leaving out some pluses here. Plus, plus, and plus. And then the last thing we need is average. And that will display our average speed. Oh yeah, again, let's go ahead and test it. 10, 10, 15, 15. Average, color changes, has our decimal places, and it, hey, this is wrong. These 2 and 3 and 4 are supposed to be 15, so let's go ahead and look at why that's wrong. It's because I didn't change the value. So you must be wary at copy and pasting. It can make life a lot easier, but you must just test it to make sure that it is actually correct what you're doing. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Now I can't click average, unlock it. So okay, this looks good. Average is 13, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's all right. Oh yeah. Calculate remainder button. So we've done this whole group box. Now we're moving on to this whole group box. When we click the calculate remainder button, we need to work out the remainder. Okay, and it says here we're going to use the modulo operator. If you don't know what it is, you got to Google to find it out. So the modulo operator is this thing. It's the percentage sign. And basically what it does is it works out the remainder of something. So say we've got 13 modulo, or let's go 14, 13, 12 rather. Let's go 12 divided by 3, no. 5 will be equal to, no, let's go easier sums. 8 divided by 3 will be equal to something like 2.6, right? Recurring. Now what modulo does is it returns a whole number. So say we go again, 8 divided by 3, it will, or rather 8 modulo 3 now, it will equal to, so 3 goes into 8 2 times, 3 and 6, and then it gives a remainder of 2. So 8 modulo 3 will return a remainder of 2. So that's the the operator we need to use. Let's go ahead and do the coding for that now. So we again need to declare our variables. We need to store the value of tires per vehicle as well as number of tires. So let's go, these are going to be integers, not doubles, because a modulo can't return a double, it returns a whole number, an integer. So int number of what? Number of tires and tires per vehicle. Num of tires and tires per vehicle. That's not the right naming convention. There we go. We're also going to need to have a variable for the answer that we can display over there. So we can say remainder is our last variable. Now we need to assign the variable's values. Let's just go ahead and copy that. Assign the variables a value. So we can go number of tires. Num of tires should be equal to nud number of tires dot value. However, dot value is a decimal place data type, so we're going to convert dot to int. Int 16 will be fine. And then we got tires per ver. That has to be equal to convert dot to int. It's going to be equal to tires per ver value. Then we can calculate remainder. Calculate remainder and store it in the appropriate variable. So our appropriate variable is the remainder one, and we're going to say that is equal to the tires per v, no, the number of tires, not that, num of tires modulo tires per v. Again, I haven't So our number of tires, if we have 10 tires and it takes 3 tires per vehicle, then it should give us a remainder 1. Okay, so is that it? Are we done? Let's just, we gotta output it. So we got the input, we did the processing, but we haven't output it. Output remainder. Oh yes, then we say txt remainder dot text should be equal to the remainder. Again, this is not the wrong data type, so we're gonna go convert dot to string. Okay, so this is what we call an explicit conversion, because we're explicitly stating that you got to convert to whatever data type and what you've got to convert. You can also do implicit conversion, which is, and you can only really do this for a string. So in our case, a string data type is required for the text. What we can do is we can simply add an empty string with it, and by adding this empty string, it converts whatever you're adding it to into a string automatically. Yeah, let's go ahead and test our remainder group box. So let's say we have 3 tires per vehicle and 10 tires. Let's see if this works. It should be remainder 1. Perfect. If we've got 5 tires per vehicle, 10 tires, it should be 0 remainder, 11 should be 1, 12 should be 2, 13 should be 3, and 14, 4, and then 15 back down to 0. Okay. And that looks like it is it, hey? Let's check the rubric. No errors, average does calculate, remainder does calculate, and then you guys are gonna have a revision test based on this. Okay, cool. Sorted, saved, and completed. Okay, done. Cheers, guys.